Another video again, folks. This is one Cenk the Vanguard. This is from when was this? 6 days ago again. Okay, this one was big. This one he goes crazy. He goes unhinged. He crashes out, and he responding to again a call responding to our members in the chat. He was called out Cenk and TYT. He called out Wolfpack. They're supposed to get rid of money into politics, and it's not doing too well. It seems like they're just a grift. And this is the Vanguard. They're doing this, reacting to this, because Cenk earlier on this podcast, on this membership, I think it's the members only. I think he's saying that he called out. Well, maybe on here he does. He referenced the Vanguard. No, it was earlier. He referenced this part earlier in the clip was another thing. He was talking about the Vanguard, and that's why they responded to this. So here they respond back to him. They call Vanguard cooks him. They actually cooked Cenk on this. He tried to call them out, and he called on his own audience member. People in the chat he's calling out. Normally he doesn't. Yeah, he would do that, but actually he would call. He wouldn't have but a commentary on the comment section is even worse. He gets called out more. And even in the chat, some of they're like moderators. They get rid of the real extreme. Well, not really extreme, but more severe criticism. So they probably get rid of those people. But on the commentary is even worse. Wow. But here, folks, I don't let these guys. He gets cooked here.
Tips and all right. All right. I'm going to do one comment here real quick from Super Chat. Ryan Isbell wrote,
somebody who's not triggered.
And Wolfpack has been fighting to get money out of politics for 14 years. How's that going for them, Cenk? Your own logic for Nancy Pelosi used against you. Oh, you're so clever, Ryan. So the guys at Wolfpack are like mechanics and electricians and nurses, etc. They're all beautiful American people, not involved in politics otherwise. They're trying to get money out of politics. How's it going? They miraculously won in 5 states, including California, and including states like Illinois in the middle of the country. They did amazing work. And they did it for 99% of people there are volunteers. There's a couple of guys who get paid so terribly there. Nobody else has ever taken any money from Wolfpack. They're barely surviving. The Democratic Party.
It's not supposed to be a flex. It's not supposed. This is the kind of infrastructure. What did I do? I offshored all of it so I could take credit for it on my show. And these guys, they're living on a shoestring budget. But I'm out here with Dr. Phil, and I'm not doing anything to promote Wolfpack. I'm starting a new venture because I'm leaving those guys high and dry. And I'm gonna just bring them up every once in a while and talk about how they're mechanics and they're nurses, and I don't know their names, and I don't know exactly anything much else about them except for the fact that they're working people. They get their hands dirty, and that's why I can pay them peanuts on the dollar. Oh, come on. This is essentially the argument that he's presenting to you guys, and he wants you to finance his next operation, which is not Wolfpack or Justice Democrats or Rebellion Pack. It's this new shiny thing that he wants you to pay for.
Yeah, 100%. Also, it is I wish these people were getting paid more. I wish Wolfpack was doing better for sure. But it's kind of on the organization to properly fundraise, right? If they're not creating a compelling pitch, if they're not raising attention and people don't want to donate to it, that's kind of how it works. That's why Justice Democrats is basically non-existent. They had to fire 75% of their staff because people stopped donating. People stopped believing in the mission. And that's a important part of running NGO or a charity or whatever you want to call an organization like this, you have to convince people that it's worth their support. Because if you just feel, oh, this has been going on for 14 years, maybe in 14 more years we'll get another state. Like, that's not compelling.
The establishment Democrats came in and just torpedoed Wolfpack. They called all the state legislators at the Democratic level and said, don't you dare be in favor of a convention. And they did overwhelming propaganda. And they even have liberal hosts like Tom Hartman doing dumbass propaganda against a convention that could get you an amendment and actually bring you real change and take money out of politics. So what are you going to do? You're going to blame them?
Tom Hartman. I think Tom Hartman's a smart guy. I disagree. So
Those poor guys, because you'd like to score a point against me? Okay, fine, blame me. I didn't magically get money out of politics, even though we've been trying so effing hard for the last 14 years.
And then you just rolled over for your own political ambition. We've played the tape of you over and over saying that, yeah, you're not going to unilaterally disarm yourself. You're going to take corporate money, bro. It's like, for me, but not for thee. That's your entire model for all of life.
Years. Are you happy now? Okay. Oh, okay, great. Oh, you failed at getting money out of politics. What the hell did you do? Tell me who's this idiot, Ryan? Ryan, moron. What did you do? What did you do to get money out of politics? What did you do to improve
this guy uses it. Oh, you guys crashing out.
Democratic Party. What did you do to defeat Trump? What did you do productive? What did you build? What did you build? Did you build anything? No. So unfortunately, we have a giant left-wing spectrum, okay? There's a tiny percentage at the very, 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 very end of it. And all they like to do, because they're radicals by nature, that's...
See, this guy hates the left. He's the radical left. And he's been called out just recently by Mark Lamont Hill. And now Mark Lamont Hill said he's a grift. Like Cenk uses a grift. He gave him the benefit of the doubt, but now he said he's a grift.
That's why they're at the end of the spectrum. They think maximum super extreme policies on everything drive the American people to hate our entire side and never build anything. Never be productive. Instead, burn everything down. But there's someone on our side who doesn't agree with me 1%? Well, I'm the god.
You said you should burn everything down, yeah? Burn the system down. And that's what they want to do. Yeah, the left, the radical, the far left, yeah. But not burn it down. Like take the system, change the system. That's what they want to do. I wouldn't say burn it down. But the system should change. You don't really serious about changing everything. I mean, you know, honestly, this guy just a grifter. He just want neoliberal policies. That's what this guy keeps, and him and the Democrats want to keep doing. He's not really serious. This guy's just a grift.
I set left-wing policy. So if he doesn't agree with me 1%, burn it down. What did you build? And my answer for the radical left is so far in my history, in having done this for 25, 30 years, the radical left has built nothing.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? We have almost 100,000 subscribers. We've turned your hair gray, brother. We've turned your... Look at it. Look at this. His temple's throbbing. I guarantee you, he's still using the stuff that you combed through your hair tonight. Cenk, you're gonna have to go to the salon from now on, brother. That's what the Vanguard did to you. We're the new home of progressives. That's what we built while you were floundering.
They are destroyers. All they do is destroy. So I'm not interested in that. So if you're radical left and you want the most extreme policies that the American people absolutely hate, and you want to tear down everyone else on the left, I'm going...
And most extreme policies like Medicare for all, I guess. And will you agree with? And what else? Or defund the police, I guess. You would you hate that. It's not defund the police. You relocating the funds away from the police. Paid family leave, and that's minimum wage, $20 minimum wage. That's radical. That's what they advocate. And the culture wars, they don't could they advocate for justice, civil rights, And that's being radical, I guess. People's civil rights. That's radical. He just foolish. He just advocating. They advocate for civil rights for people, but you advocate more police state kind of, and you advocate locking up homeless people, or I mean, and crime. Yeah, the police state. More towards the fascists. That's the your views are. Like saying that they and the culture wars, the left are not advocating for that. Like the trans issue, they're just saying that we should defend people's civil rights. That's all. Like nobody really cares about that. I mean, in terms of the big issue. But the Republicans are, and you are advocating making this an issue, like trans people in sports, high school, trans people in sports, and now the economics of working people. That's what you're doing. The left is not doing that. The left is that far left is not. They're standing up for people, but they're advocating more. They're also advocating for the working conditions, unions, and the working poor. I mean, but the right wing, and you go along with them, making that whole trans stuff being a big issue. I mean, that's the problem. And they're not doing it. You're on the right wing.
I'm going to fight you. I'm not going to say, oh my God, I'm so scared. Oh, are you going to cancel me? Or are you going to say some bad things about me? You already do anyway.
So you're going to fight the far left. You're not going to fight you're not going to fight the fascists. You're going to go along with the fascists. You're a joke.
You're a bunch of morons. So come at me. Come on, let's go. And
yeah, go on. You're going to lose.
All people who actually believe in 99% of Democratic voters, who actually want to get positive things.
It's about the Democrats. There's a problem here. It's about the damn Democrats. But I believe that time the Democrats. Okay, I was rooting for the Democrats to win because of the fascists coming in. So there wasn't a time to go third party. This election, last election, was a bad time to stay home or go third party. But next time it's not about the Democrats. Eventually it's about organizing, doing local politics. And that's the thing, that's the way you get change. And doing third party. Growing another third party. And the Green parties are useless. I don't know. But it's just about the Democrats. This guy is just about the Democrats. It's more than politics. You want to change.
Done in this country, who want paid family leave, who want Medicare for all, who want these things, higher wages, who cares about the American people, and who doesn't want to play silly culture wars.
That's what the far left wanted, Dick. That's what they want. They don't want the culture wars. The right wing is doing a culture war, and you are buying into it.
I'm more. Me.
You're the one.
Okay, I'm not interested.
Bro, you're the one that won't shut the fuck up about trans people in sports.
Thank you.
I just said, there is no issue that is more.
Thank you.
Just
I was saying.
Culture war fucking nonsense than that. I'm not saying it isn't important for trans rights. I'm not. But what I mean is that 99.95% of Americans never will have to deal with that issue. It's not something that is relevant to any normal person's life. But how long have you fucking spent talking about it? How long have you spent scolding the left for having the wrong position on it? And then you want to say that we're the culture warriors? No, the only time we fucking talk about trans people in sports is when we're responding to your odious propagandistic talking points, bro.
In your crap. Take your crap somewhere else. Don't worry, there's a million shows now. They'll feed you that crap every day, that crap sandwich. Oh yeah, we're the purists. Yeah, you'll Nazi louder. Oh, I'm sorry, I burned them down. What did you burn down other than the Democratic Party, other than the left, other than a single
The
accomplishment?
Democratic Party. Democratic Party burned themselves down. I'm just somehow, come on. They burned themselves down. They ruined themselves. They're not doing anything for the people, and that's what you get. And Tim Walz is right. That's what Tim Walz said. They didn't they help the people enough, and that's what you get. That's why they lost. One reason why they lost. But the left didn't burn down the party, took down the Democrat Party. You think they lost because of the left, the far left? Jeez.
Are you
You
fucking
never
kidding?
fought for any of the bills.
That's so fucking infuriating because it's the Democratic Party that burned down the Democratic Party.
Thank
It's
you.
The establishment fucking ghouls that destroyed the Bernie Sanders movement that directly led to Donald Trump not only getting elected in
Thank
2016
you.
but also in 2024. To say that it's the far left that wrecked the Democratic Party, no, it was the far left that almost built back up the Democratic Party, that almost successfully infiltrated the Democratic Party to make it the party of the people once again. It's the establishment that fucked us.
Yep.
Like, is that not the most infuriating shit? If we were in charge, if our faction, the radical left, the Bernie Bros, if we had our way and hadn't had the primary rigged against us, then we never would have had to fucking deal with Donald Trump.
Yeah,
Oh.
that part right there. The reality is the only path to prevent Donald Trump was committing to the Bernie Sanders movement. And to Cenk's credit, he was there along the way. He saw it. I know he knows the correct path, but because he has, like
Griff.
other people we're going to talk about before the end of this podcast, devolved into a boomer, somebody who is only capable of engaging with the world through his own fucking grievances, he has decided that more than the Democratic Party has aggrieved him, this toxic new brigade on the left, as he's put it, right? The people who actually want to defend trans people, the people who aren't fucking around, the people who don't want to gaslight regular Americans about crime and talk about how, oh, bro, we just need to incarcerate more people in the most incarcerated society ever. Oh, no, we just need a higher police budget in the most militarized police society our country's ever seen, okay? We had tanks on the road, you know, all kinds of fucking bulletproof armor, all kinds of insanity. Oh, if we just do a little bit more policing, if we just give them a little bit more money, if they just put a couple more people in jail, we'll have safety instead of addressing the root causes. That's what you've done. We have given people answers. We have said, hey, it is about having solidarity. It is about saying, why do people steal? Why do people commit crimes? Oh, because they don't have shit? They're resource starved and they're desperate? Yeah, maybe we should try redistributing some of the wealth and see how that goes. We've never tried it. Wow, this should be the kind of thing that you're hearing from. Oh, but it's loudmouths like me who are 27 and recording from my house and talking about how, yeah, my trans homies deserve the same rights as me. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm the problem. I'm the one that's kept people down. Fucking bullshit.
Bills. You've never fought for policy. This audience has fought for policies and for positive results. We fought for
Bro, that's why your audience left you. You don't have an audience anymore, Cenk. I have your audience. Gavin has your audience. We have your audience. Your audience does not exist. They belong to us now. We are in a community. We are in a pod. They do not need you. That's why you're shitting bricks. That's why you renamed your studio Poly Market Studio. Okay, that's why you're out here with Merit TV and Dr. Phil, who you're going to support in a failed gubernatorial effort that's only going to debase you. Okay, everybody around you is fleeing like rats from a sinking ship, okay? You're playing the last note on the Titanic anymore. You don't have shit, Cenk. You don't even have an audience. You don't even have a crowd to speak through, okay? You're just an empty voice on a television. You are existing to be mocked, okay? We get far more engagement mocking you than you do on your own network. How do you like them apples?
earning. We fought for progressive pledge. We fought for the populist plan. We fought for $15 minimum wage. We fought for all of these things. And yes, at Wolfpack, I'm so proud of those guys. They fight with all that they have for it. Wolf-pack.com. For God's sake, if you're going to try to burn someone's house down, go for it. I know you pyromaniac
We already did it at the House of Progressives, and we rebuilt it over here at the Casa del Vanguard.
loser radicals. That's all you have in your arsenal. But once, when you're at home, can you just ask yourself, look in the mirror and go, wait, have I ever built anything in my life? Instead of just yapping, have I actually tried to pass a bill? Have I for one second thought, how do I help people? How do I pass a bill that affects people's lives? How
No,
do I get people?
He's not talking about progressive activists or far left people in this country that are actually involved in the work of politics. He's talking about people like us. That's literally all he's talking about is other YouTubers. It's like, yeah, bro, we're political commentators. We're not fucking part of a think tank here. Our goal is not to craft legislation, pass bills. Our goal is to give our opinion passionately.
No, this guy hates activists. This guy actually hates activists. He had something. He said something about activists, him and Anna, before. Homeless activists or about trans or any activists, he hates them.
But yeah, go talk to the actual progressive political operatives that exist in this country, the people that are actually doing activism, the people that are actually working in a progressive think tank, whatever. Yeah, those people do exist and they are building things. Like, I don't know why you're assuming, though, that YouTubers are going to have some impressive political resume. It's just a stupid straw man.
Bro, I do impersonations until dick and fart jokes when I'm pretty stoned. Okay, I'm an entertainer, and yeah, I believe deeply about politics and in the politics that I espouse on this show, and I'll never waver in them. But it is not the same what I do and what people who pass legislation do. And I would be the first one to tell you guys, and Gavin would be the first one to tell you guys that. And you know what Cenk could be doing if he actually gave a shit? He could have people on like KC Tenants, who just led the first ever successful rent strike in Kansas City history, or at least in like a fucking 100 years. He could talk about how they were actually able to draw a manual cleaver down to the Independence Apartments building and have him look around and be like, oh yeah, if they don't cancel your guys' rent, like we're taking all the HUD money from this place. This place is no longer getting subsidized because of this. That's what real activists do. And what you can do is, if you're fortunate enough to have a platform, is you can elevate those people, right? And what we understand over here at the Vanguard is that we have to be fighting on all fronts. Entertainment and media and fighting in this space, it is essential, right? We cannot let the right-wing propaganda machine cannibalize everything. We cannot have no way to push back against their messaging and their slop, okay? But it also has to be combined with the real, tireless activist work. Right, and Cenk and Anna and the Young Turks used to do a really good job of threading that needle. I remember when they were very, very involved in promoting our revolution. They were very, very involved in promoting opportunities for the left to get on the ground and support Bernie Sanders. They stopped doing that, right? And then they pretended that it was the fault of the activists. They pretended that it was the fault of the fucking, people that were fighting the hardest. What? The people who are on the ground fighting for progressive change are the people who want to stand up for trans rights. 100%.
Yep.
People elected. How do I get them elected? What happens after they get elected? How do you hold them accountable? No, all you've ever done is, I am so pure. Since I have the most radical policies, since I'm the least popular person in America, I'm the purest. Yes, but what's step 2 and what's step 3? How do you actually help the...
It's not about purists. We're into purity tests. Just that you're not being faithful in your views. All of a sudden you change. Like one being a leftist. I mean, saying defund the police to go into exact opposite. I mean, you come off of not being. Mark Lamont said this. Come off of not being authentic or being fake. You never believe that those views anyways. Seems like it. Come off being fake. Or phony. You're phony, Cenk. Come off being a phony.
Average American. Oh, you haven't thought of that? Of course you haven't. Now watch. After this, of course, it'll go viral because like the guys, what do they call that thing at the bottom of a boat? Whatever they are, right?
He doesn't even know how to be funny. Cenk, I'll tell you what, I feel so bad for him. Off air or on air, you take your pick, Cenk. I'm gonna coach you, all right? I'll be your, instructor for a while, and I'll help you get your groove back. I'll help you work on your comedic timing. I'll give you some real easy jokes to keep in your back pocket in case you ever need to, backhand a loudmouth yapper like me. I want to help you right the ship again. Cenk, I think maybe the word he was looking for was anchor. I don't know. His brain is so cooked. I can't even tell where he was going with that.
Honestly, I don't know what he's referencing either. The stuff at the bottom of a boat. Do you mean the bottom of the barrel? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
After they get this, and they'll do videos about it, like, oh my God, we got more videos on Young Turks. Oh, we're such losers that our whole lives are.
He's talking about the Vanguard. He's talking about these guys. We gotta cook their ass anyways, Cenk. You gotta get cooked by these guys.
Centered around the Young Turks. What pathetic losers. Oh, criticize Young Turks for a living.
You're the big
you must
loser.
be so effing proud. Okay, so they'll get this, and then you know what they'll do in the next day? All of a sudden,
Bro, it's so funny is that Cenk is complaining about us for a living.
Yeah.
I'm happy to admit I sit on my ass to make
Exactly.
YouTube
Hey,
videos
bunch
for
of-
a living.
he's
Whenever
a-
anybody in my real life asks me,
I mean-
make videos on YouTube, right? I don't say that I'm like a world builder or a saver, but it's a lot better than humping packages at Amazon. Okay, Cenk over here, he's actually hurting so bad that he has to interact with us professionally.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how you know we've
He's
got.
right,
Okay,
folks.
he's bent over a barrel. He is.
They're right, folks. I mean, you're much bigger than these guys. Why respond to these guys? These guys are nothing. They're like, I'll call them shit lives, but they're doing better than I thought. People will call these guys shit libs. So why you sponsor shit libs, Cenk? If you're really that big, you're a big one of the biggest networks online, so-called, and you respond to guys like the Vanguard. They're small. We know they're grown. 97. They almost have 100,000 subscribers, so they're grown a bit over the last couple of years, but still they're small.
Totally fucked. It's wonderful to see. It's glorious.
radical left, the 13 losers online,
Okay.
will go then and be like, oh yeah? Oh no, we had a plan all along. What was our plan? What was our plan to get people elected and pass bills and get Medicare? Oh right, we yelled Nazi louder than you. Which voters did that win over? How did that help get to the right conclusion? What's your goddamn plan? And watch, they will all pretend.
Nazis. Or call out Nazis. People are actually Nazis is good, I think. Calling out people are actually like fascists and Nazis, which is good. Which is the truth. And that's not gonna hurt voters. I mean, we calling out the politicians mainly. That's what they're calling out. And some of the people are Nazis and fascists. People who want this, and now they're fighting back because now it's affecting them. That's the only reason why they're fighting back or they're crying.
They have a plan. Right now, you go back and watch their videos early. Did they ever have a plan for passing anything that helped your life? Zero. And now they'll pretend they'll have a plan, but I can't wait for them to pretend. Because they're going to come up with the most comical, dumbest plans in the whole world. Well, if you're more pure and you sign for the most...
If getting beers with MAGA is taken, I don't know if we'll have any ideas. You know what I mean? If cracking a few cold brewskis and tweeting at Elon is already been covered, I don't know what else there is for us to do.
This kind of reminds me of when a movie director makes a really terrible film and then critics shit all over the film, and then he's like, well, show me your movie. Like, where's your movie? All you can do is criticize mine, but where's yours? And it's like, it's not a very mature response. It's kind of the vibe I get from this.
Yeah.
Where again, it's like we don't work in a think tank, bro. Our goal is not to pass policy. Our goal is to literally be opinion commentators. That's what we are. That's what we do. We're honest about it. We say that we're media critics. Our goal is not to write bills. That's not our fucking job over here. And part of the reason why we don't consider that part of our job is because we've watched you miserably fucking fail over and over again and embarrass yourself. And not just you, but pretty much everyone who wants to be a YouTuber and a serious political person. You know what I'm saying? It never works out. Pick a fucking lane. Are you a political commentator? Are you a hothead online with a lot of opinions? or are you a serious architect of policy? Usually, there's not a ton of crossover in that Venn diagram. You know what I'm saying? Usually, the serious people that are passing policy, yeah, they're not spending their time being a loudmouth on YouTube, which again is 100% what we are. I'm not claiming anything else. I'm not pretending to even be a journalist. No, I'm a literal fucking YouTuber. I understand the platform. We create videos based on what's popular on the platform. We try to meet people where they are at, but we don't pretend to be above this. Also, I would say that even with all of that said, our advice to the Democratic Party is actually still far better than Jake's. They would actually be better off if they took our fucking advice and analysis strategically, right? With all of this bluster, it's like, yeah, what have you built, Jake? So a bunch of failing PACs that you use to funnel money into Brianna Wu's bank account?
Yep.
And then a bunch of electricians who apparently get underpaid or whatever by your own admission, miserably fucking underpaid. Meanwhile, Brianna Wu gets $45,000. That's what you've built? And then 2 other ones that are abject failures that no one talks about anymore, including yourself? Okay, and then you ran for president and got negative 5% in the polls, and you ran for Congress and got 4%. Like, what the fuck have you built, bro? Again, our advice is actually better than yours, even with all that experience I just mentioned. Any Democrat in the country would be much better off taking our advice and listening to us than the Young Turks.
100%. Those extreme policies, we will magically win. Okay, where's the goddamn magic? What is step 2? What is step 3? How do you actually help the American people? But you don't care about the American people. You don't care about the left. You don't care about anyone but your own stupid.
The left. Do you care about American people, Cenk? Do you really care about American people? I don't know. Or is this a grift?
Big ego. Sorry. John, next story.
It's okay.
John, next story.
I want now to transition to a light story for
LOL, dude. It's like, this is a wife in an abusive relationship, right? Like, oh, it's okay, dear. I'm sorry you lashed out at the dinner table. You were very stressed. You know, let me just give you the big piece of chicken, and I'm gonna ask you to tell your favorite story about.
Yeah, he's not pushing. He's not saying anything. He's not saying anything. I guess with he just want to get into it. Maybe between you think it's this is him and the Vanguard, Cenk Uygur and the Vanguard. So he just want to get into this. And the comment, the guy who comment, remember will comment. It's between him and Cenk and the Vanguard. So John's not gonna go into this here. But he's not doesn't really push back at Cenk that much, actually. Normally, you know what I mean, they might disagree a little bit. Normally a guy like Yule, the other guy beside him, what's his name? It's Jordan. He pushes back more. He pushed back at Cenk before, and I had a video of that.
But back in the day when you were a boy, you know, and oh yeah, Dad, don't worry, Dad, it'll be all right. Let's eat the big piece of chicken and shut the fuck up while we talk about sunshines and roses for a little bit. Please, Dad, no. I mean, God, nothing to say in response to that. This is when I start to lose a little bit of respect for the other fellas at Young Turks. This is embarrassing for you guys.
Yeah, we've defended John and Jordan both, but let's just say there's a reason why they keep getting invited back and not Francesca.
Yep.
Because Francesca would not just move on. Okay, let's do a light story now. No, Francesca would have said, that's bullshit, and here's where you're totally fucking wrong. This seems like fucking an abusive relationship. This seems like he's almost too afraid to push back, or he's just accepted that if he wants to have a future at this company, he can't. Like, that's what we're watching. So again, a job is a job. I don't know, maybe for all I know, John Iderola has a chronic illness, and if it weren't for the benefits he receives from working at the Young Turks, he wouldn't be able to treat it anymore, right? You never know what position somebody's in. You can't blame someone for just walking away from their fucking health care. But I do agree. I definitely would have handled the situation differently. And honestly, thank God I'm not in that position. Can you imagine if you had to listen to me go on a rant like that and then just shut the fuck?
Yeah, okay, folks. So I'm going to end it there. This is a long one, kind of. But, yeah, Cenk Uygur. He gets cooked. He's reacting to the Vanguard, and they reacted back to him. He cooks them. This guy is totally, and he cooks by Jenks has been cooked by his audience. I did a video last time about his audience fighting back in the comment sections. You got totally half the audience was totally critical of him. Half of the comments. So he got cooked by his people, his I don't say members, but subscribers. In the comment section, half of it were against what he was doing as a video. I have the video of that too. I did a video of that. So, anyways, folks, what do you think about this one? Cenk Uyghur's, he totally melts down. He gets triggered and he melts down. He gets cooked by the Vanguard. I'm out, folks.